Don't get caught up out here not having a plan, getting these vendors and be lost in the sauce and be thousands of dollars in the hole thinking you was going to come up like that.
I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. Where's the money?
Yo, greetings family, what's going on? It's Cornez with Too Smart to Be Broke. I want to thank you for coming to the channel today. If it's your first time here, I want to welcome you. Thank you. I sure appreciate you. I really do, all right? Look, I'm not a mentor, financial advisor, accountant. I'm really just a brother like you, sharing some insight from really my personal experiences, my gains, my L's, everything. So I'm giving you my insight. That's why I speak with passion. A lot of this stuff is coming from the heart, all right? So let's go ahead and talk about business credit 101. All right, really quick. All right. If you're new to this, business credit profile, getting business funding, you can build a credit profile very similar to how the personal credit profile is built. And we all understand how powerful it is to have a good personal credit, because you can get leverage to get a $200,000, $300,000, $1 million house. You can get cars, you can get credit cards, lines of credit, and you can use other people's money to go out here and maneuver and do certain things, okay? So with that being said, why wouldn't you want to use somebody else's money to go make some money? You feel what I mean? So that's what a lot of us need to get acclimated to, and that's just how I feel, all right? So I wasn't aware of this. So what are some things that you need, all right? Let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty, all right? So starting off, and it's going to be a quick video. I'm recapping some things and talking about some things for some new from the new people, and maybe give you some insight you haven't heard before, all right? So here's what it is. When you're starting a business, there's some basic foundation stuff that you're going to need for the business to be presented and look like a legitimate commercial business. All right. So it's very important that your business is a legitimate business, because when it's matrix, that's what you're looking to do. So you have a business entity, all right? Now, you can start your business entity through an attorney or something like that, but typically you go to the Secretary of State, wherever your state is, and then in that state, they're going to have different fees, okay? They're going to have maybe have a few different things, all right? So when you file for that business entity, say for instance, you file for LLC, okay? Now you're going to file, they're going to give you an articles of organization or a certificate or a formation, where's my certificate of formation or articles of organization. They the same thing, but depending on where you at, they're gonna call them one of the two. Okay, so once you got that, you can go get your employee identification number for irs.gov. It's free. All right, you don't have to pay for that for any. You have to pay for that. Don't pay for that. All right, it's free. No matter what nobody tell you, it's free. Okay. And then along with that, you get a business bank account, and that's the beginning process of you starting. But inside of all of that, all right, you're going to want the foundation, which consists of phone number, website, email, listing yourself online. You're going to have all these things packaged up in a fashion to look like a presentable business, okay? And then now you're pretty much at the starting point after you open that business bank account. Now, here's the thing. All right. Some people want to go out and get funding immediately, which you can, but typically you're going to need something to leverage. All right. What do I mean by leverage? Typically going to need to be making money consistently, $10,000 or more, every month for a few months, or making something. You're going to need a good personal credit score, or one of your partners going to need a good personal credit score, or you're going to have something to leverage, some type of collateral, some type of inventory. Okay, you're going to have if some people use their 401ks, all type of stuff. Right, so it depends on how you want to go. It's not that just pop up and get funding because you have a business. No, stuff has to be in place first. Okay, so typically making money. Okay, but people lend you money when you make money because they trust you to make that money, pay their money back. All right, and the other thing. There is a route where you can go out and build relationships, starting on the bottom, the ground floor, and building up relationships, like being able to imagine getting a $200 account and having to pay that back, and then eventually working your way up to $1,000 accounts. You can do that. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. However, the way that a lot of people make it seem, it's not. Now, I'm not saying it's not simple. It's a simple concept and premise, but you have to be structured right, be making some money, and have something to leverage. Okay, so you're gonna have to get up and do something and make some things shake to just go out and get funding from my experience and my insight. So what I mean by building up relationship with these accounts, with these places, they're called vendor accounts. Okay, so there's net 30 vendors, and their 30 vendors, or they have net 15s, they have all different type of nets. Typically, there are starter vendor accounts that will lend a business credit that has little to no business credit. Why is this important? Because just like on a personal credit, if you have no credit, then you don't have any measurement of trustworthiness. Okay, you don't have any credibility. Okay, so in order to build up the business's credibility, you need to have credible relationships with other businesses. So that's why building with vendors is important. You can't just go out and get a $200,000 Visa credit card with no business history, no personal guaranteeing, no leverage, no nothing. They're not doing that. All right. So that's where that comes in. So you have to start off with the typical places. You know, you have Quill, Uline, Granger, Summa Office Supplies, Strategic Network Solutions. And you can work your way up to Amazon and Lowe's and all those different type of places. And what'll happen is you'll get maybe a $200-300 account. You spend $50 or more and you pay that off in that net 30 time. I mean, you have to pay it off in full. Okay. And the thing about making these payments, when it comes to business, you want to pay it in full on the net accounts, and then you want to pay it early on time. The utilization is really not a big deal in business, all right? Because that's how they let you move over here, all right? They're going to let you over leverage that thing, all right? So when you've been put in that position, it's like, okay, boom, you got it in your mind. You want to start a business and you want to actually build up a good relationship with a lot of these vendors. It's a beautiful thing, but I'll get to the cons of that. A beautiful thing because you know, you're starting a business, you're building your business, making your business credible. The only thing I recommend, if it were me, to be spending money at places you're going to want to do business with, and they're going to be buying things for your business that the business needs, necessities, at minimum, buy the necessities that are needed, toilet paper, pens, pencils, whatever you need for the business. All right. Get that. Now, moving forward, you know, you're able to sometimes get these vendor accounts. Maybe you get a Lowe's account, or maybe you get a Home Depot account, or maybe you get a fuel account. Maybe you get an Amazon account. Now you have these net accounts that you can go out and purchase things that some way, form, or fashion, it could benefit the business. Say you have a trucking business and you need you need to get on the road immediately. Now you got a $5,000 gas card. Okay, well now you know that you can pick up a couple loads, all right, and do what you got to do. Maybe have some maintenance take care of before you get your load. And now you're building up a credible relationship with a fuel company. And the same thing with Amazon and Lowe's and some of these other places that you can get these accounts with as well. It's more of a longer process. Now with that process as well, okay, it's beneficial, but what will happen to a lot of people, they'll end up getting all these net accounts, but they weren't focused on making money. They weren't focused on fixing that personal credit. And they weren't focused on building a relationship with somebody who can be a part of the business, good personal credit. They have no collateral. So if they spent hundreds of dollars on a bunch of these vendors and they have a great foundation, okay, but they're not able to get funding because their business has not been making any money. Now, we'll say this. There are places like I talk about Sam's Club that can get you funding based off a good foundation. And they also have some fintechs coming up as well, but a lot of the fintechs are going to want to see some cash flow as well. Okay, so that's why I'm saying it is very important to have a business credit foundation. It is very important to build these vendors, but it's also very important to have good credit scores and really just overall be in business to make money. Okay, so don't never forget that. All right, foundation is important, everything is important, but also so is making money. So if you are getting these vendors, be very strategic about working your way up and getting these vendors and then using it to make some money. So one thing I would suggest, do what you need to do, work your way up to getting that Amazon card, that net account, and then work your way up to getting that Sam's Club card, and already be strategic in what, if you need to use some products or services or whatever they got, to use that to go make some money. Now I kind of jump forward. So what happens when you do, let me cut back, when you do have these vendors and you're building up these relationships, how do you keep track of this stuff? Okay, what do you look for? All right, so I'm not gonna go over tiers. I'm not gonna do all this stuff. I've done this stuff in several videos. Matter of fact, I got a business credit course you can tap into if you want like the real in-depth insight information on step by step. But whatever, when it comes to the business credit keeping track of stuff. You got business credit monitoring. It's like you know how we have TransUnion, Experian, Equifax? Well, guess what? We have Business Experian, Business Equifax, and we also have Dun and Bradstreet. Those are going to be the three main ones that your business is going to want to get in play, keep monitoring on to know when it's reporting. Why is it important to monitor your business credit? You can keep track of when you make sure your stuff is paid on time, make sure that they're reporting your stuff properly, knowing when to make your next move, with applying for that next thing. That next line of credit or whatever it may be. And also, like something that happened to me, knowing if somebody is abusing your business credit by using your business information, because a lot of business information is public, all right, some kind of way that, just like people can steal your personal information, boom, they can steal a business. This happened to me, but it happened to me because I went to go to Advanced Auto Parts because they have a net account as well, if you didn't know. But just be very mindful. They kind of did it a little different. I went in, filled out a physical application, left the application there, kept calling to check on it. Eventually, I called and somebody said it was submitted. And about a month later, I got an invoice in the mail. Next thing you know, somebody had spent up like $500 worth of stuff in my business name, and they asking me all kind of questions like I did it when we already know what the deal was, family. It wasn't, But anyway, y'all got to be mindful and keep track of all that stuff. So look, you can go directly to Business Experian, Business Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet to get those credit monitoring services. DNB may have one for free. That's Dun & Bradstreet for short. I use nav.com, which they have a free version, okay, where you can monitor all three of those. They also have another credit player coming up called Credit Safe, okay, and they report to Credit Safe. Some people are reporting to Credit Safe, but per my experience, I really don't pay too much attention to them. Kind of here and there, but not for real, because I see more benefit, me personally, with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. But I'm not saying they not going to be a big player or not a big player. They're just from, I like the three that I was talking about before, before them. Okay, that's like the next one. All right. So the main thing is getting these accounts, making your payments on time and early, and making some money. You're going to need to work on all of these things. But the good news for you, the great news for you, is that there's ways to get started with making money online without necessarily having having a big bag. Now, when you have a bag and you know how to market and advertise, then that's very powerful, and you can be right in front of the people you need to be, and boom, boost your business. However, I've spent thousands of dollars, I want to say blowing money, but when you're on Facebook and you're on YouTube and you're on Google and you're not sure about what you're doing, all right, you're going to burn through some of that budget. So be sure you have a plan and really study the psychological aspect of people and marketing. But I don't want to get off track, but just better realize, if nobody knows about your business, all right, nobody's going to support your business. You know what I'm saying? People will do business with who they know, like, and trust. So, hey, business credit 101, business 101, have yourself a plan. Go to sba.gov, download you a free plan. You know what I'm talking about? All right, do that for free. You can get your EIN from irs.gov for free. When you go to Dun & Bradstreet, matter of fact, I forgot to mention, you can get a DNB number that puts a credit profile, a business credit profile with them. All right, you can go to iupdate.dnb.com. They might have changed it, but I think it still goes there. You can go there and search for your business name and see if it appears. All right, if it appears in 2 or 3 or 4 different type of ways, make sure across all platforms. Now, this is one reason a lot of people don't get business funding. The information look different on different websites, different bank accounts, different businesses. No, one name, one phone number, one address, all the same. Okay, but make sure it's the same and update it on DNB, update it on everywhere else too. Okay, and you can go to nav.com if you want to monitor your business credit. I got a link below for that. And pretty much, I just wanted to make a video giving y'all some insight for those of you who may be new to the channel. Like, if you want me to drop a video on something particular, leave it in the comments and I will do so. I postpone my consultations, but if you want to holler at me, for the people that's in the business credit course, man, look, y'all just shoot me a message or something in that Facebook group, and I get back to you. I've been hitting some people back on Instagram as well, and I start doing some more lives as well, so I can answer the questions live. So with that being said, I'm very grateful for you all, family. Let's get out here and make it happen, and don't get caught up out here not having a plan, getting these vendors and be lost in the sauce and be thousands of dollars in the hole thinking you was going to come up like that. Now, have a plan. It's a way to do that. You can do that and come up, but be very strategic in the people that you're applying for, because you know that you can get their product or flip that, whatever, that money, and then go out and make some money. All right, so keep that in mind. Peace.
I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. Where's the money?